Hello my friends and welcome back to my best video. I can tell you that this video will be my best until now, so you must be here. My name is N.Steinberg, Grandmaster, and today we will see my game against Peter Svidler, Grandmaster Peter Svidler, 8-time Russian champion. You know, it's unbelievable. Russia is one of the best countries in chess in all the time, and he won the title 8 times. Can you imagine? You know, like, just the best players in the world are from Russia, and Peter Svidler, one of the best. So yeah, it will be a crazy game. I'm telling you it before you are starting to see it. So this was the third game, the third round in the Gibraltar 2017 when I played against MVL, the last video that I already upload. So this was after a draw against MVL, and now with white pieces against Peter Svidler. So let's start. So e4, c5, knight f3, knight c6, d4, c takes d4, knight takes d4. So this is the Sicilian, of course, as we know. e6. So he played the move e6. Of course, there are options to play knight f6, for example, knight c3, e5. This is the Sveshnikov, knight db5 and d6. And maybe here also d6, for example. It's a rouser. Also in this position, he could have played g6. This is the Marotse. And c4, bishop g7, bishop e3, and so on. You know, here also knight f6, knight c3, and d6 can be possible. A lot of variations, a lot of openings here. So yeah, you know, he decided to play the move e6. I played the move knight c3, and now the move that Peter chose, it was the move a6. And you know, the most common move in this position is queen c7. Nowadays also knight f6 is very logical to play, and with this knight takes c6, b takes c6, e5, knight d5, knight e4, queen c7, f4, queen b6 if I'm not mistaken, now c4, bishop b4 check. There is now king e2, very nice move, f5, knight f2, bishop a6, and now king f3. And as I know, it seems like white is better here, but a lot of theory, a lot of games were played there. So yeah, it's nice variations. You see the king is in the center of the board, only in the 13th move in this opening. So knight f6 also can be possible. I'm playing here also a3, a very interesting move. They're just blocking the opportunity to play bishop b4, and after it, you know, like bishop e7, for example, bishop e2, castle, bishop e3, something like this. d5, there is opportunity to play also d6. So you know, a lot of theory, of course. This is the Sicilian. One more option is to play the move knight db5, and now black has options to play bishop c5 or bishop b4, or d6, and d6 will bring us to the Sveshnikov after bishop f4, e5, bishop g5, a6, knight e3, b5, knight d5, bishop e7, takes, c3, and of course also this one has so much theory here in the Sveshnikov opening. So he played the move a6, and you know, it's not the most you know, the most common move in this opening. Queen c7, this is the very known move here, the Paulsen variation. And here bishop e3, for example, now a6, bishop e2, knight f6, castle, and you know, bishop b4, for example, bishop e7 goes for the Cheveningen variation. And you know, so much variations here, of course. So, but he played the move a6, and nowadays, you know, maybe the best move with white pieces in this position is just to play bishop f4. Oh, sorry, bishop to f4. And the point is that he didn't play the move queen c7, and now you can play just bishop f4, and you want just to take the knight on c6. After b takes c6, bishop d6, and you know, this bishop will not be so good, and also castling will be a difficult move for black to play. So bishop f4, and now, for example, d6, knight takes e6, b takes e6, and queen d2. And the point is that you're doing castle, a long castle, of course, and like the black pieces are not developed until now, and white already developed a knight, and bishop, a queen, and castling is coming, and this pawn will be weak. With h4, h5 ideas, rook h3, maybe g4, so it's nice. It's nothing. Yes. So he didn't. I didn't choose to play bishop f4. I'm not sure that I knew on this. Like 7 years ago. 7 years ago. Unbelievable. So much time already gone. So bishop e3 I played. Knight f6. And now bishop e2. I'm not sure why he didn't play the move bishop b4. Yeah, I'm not sure why. But I think now maybe knight c6 is the move. B takes c6 and castle. And now bishop takes e3. I'm not sure it's so good for him because b takes, knight takes e4, and queen d4 with knight f6, and I don't know, maybe bishop f4, and claiming that you see all of these squares like mouse squares, right? And maybe I can say that I have some initiative here in this position. But yeah, bishop b4 makes a lot of sense. But he played the move d6. He wanted to go for the Scheveningen structure. I'm playing the move castle, and bishop d7 was played. I think in this position the most logical move is bishop e7, because I'm not sure that the bishop should be here on d7. Maybe he will take this knight on d4, playing the move b5, bishop b7 will come. So bishop d7, it's maybe not the most flexible move in this position, but he chose it. Peter Svidler, his rating on this game was 2,748, while I was 2,486. So yeah, it's who I am to say that bishop d7 is not the correct move. So f4 I played the move bishop e7, and now I played a very important move, I think, in the opening. And you can stop the video and think, which move do you want to play in this position? I choose the move knight to b3. And my point was that I understand that black wants to exchange these knights on d4 and play the move bishop c6. And after the move knight b3, I claiming that now the bishop on d7 is not working, right? And this knight, this knight is covering his square for the bishop. So I little bit annoying him, right? Because where do you put this knight and where do you put this bishop? And you know what? Maybe my next moves will be g4, g5, and there I'm not sure where this knight will come, right? Because this bishop is annoying him there. So yeah, knight b3 was a very interesting move, I think, by me. But let's see what happens. So he played the move b5. Of course, with the threat to play b4, and this pawn is under attack here on e4. So I played a prophylactic move a3 and castle. And now immediately I play the move g4. And now I want just to put g5, maybe to bring some pieces here to the attack, right? And this knight, until now, he will go to e8, right? So on e8, I'm not sure that I need to be afraid, right? So, for example, the move d5 makes a lot of sense, I think. But now also I just can take the pawn, right? E takes d5, I think knight takes d5, for example, right? Knight takes, e takes, and queen takes, and white is just pawn up, rook a d1, bishop f3, knight c5, rook f1. I'm not sure that black has some initiative here. Also e5 makes a lot of sense for me. Knight e4, just take, knight c5 maybe, right? Seems very logical for me. Queen b6, for example, just b4 and everything is fine. So yeah, d5 not makes sense. And Peter Svidler played the move that, I was shocked. I really remember that I was shocked in the game. And he played the move bishop c8. And you know what? I must slow down a little bit, because it's really, really important to understand. I'm playing against one of the best players in the world, and the pressure that I had, in this Gibraltar Masters tournament, it's not something unusual, right? We need to be very calm. We need to be with confidence to play such a move like g4, g5, to attack with all my pieces, and it's something that I want to give to you in this video. it's never mind against who you are playing, right? Grandmaster, International Master, FIDE Master, maybe World Champion. You just need to have fun from chess and to play good moves. And this is what's important because you know you are not playing for win. This is something that in my career I understand that when I play for a win, I will not win the game. And if I will play just to have fun and to play good moves, probably I will do a good moves and probably I also will win the game because, you know, I'm not afraid from losing and I'm not thinking about winning. So this is very, very important. And let's see how I did in this game. So I played the move G5, just, you know, this bishop c8 move, of course, wants to bring the bishop to b7, so he lost two tempo, right? Because he played the move bishop d7 first, and after this bishop c8, so he lose two tempo, but he decided to play it because after g5 he's coming with knight to d7. And now I played a very logical move, I think, just rook f3. I'm coming with the rook. I want to attack in this h file. Makes a lot of sense, you know. A lot of players and you also can ask me why you're not playing the move h4. So for example, it's really important to understand we are not attacking in the Sicilian with all our pawns, because, you know, okay, he will play bishop b7, for example, h5, we will play, I think, for example, rook c8 and g6, and it's not so, you know, scary for black, right? Because, for example, I just can take, and you know what, I'm not sure. Also h6 can be played, also h takes g6, I'm not sure about it. For example, bishop g4, just rook f6, I think. I'm not sure that I have some, you know, some initiative here, right? And black seems really, really great. So we're not you know, to attack with all our pawns in the king side. We want to bring our piece into h file and to attack this h7 pawn. So rook f3 are coming into the attack. He's playing the move bishop b7, and now the very good question maybe should have been, why not to play rook h3? So I think that I remember that after rook h3 I didn't like the move e5, and e5 is just, you know, like crushing this pawn structure, f4 and g5, and I really don't like it, right? Because what can I do? Because f5, just bishop takes g5, and now, you know, queen d6, yeah, it's not looks nice, right? I think that just take, and you know what, maybe no, maybe knight f6, maybe just knight f6, and wants to exchange the queens. And you know, this knight will be very good here, these pawns will be weak, and knight d4 will come, so it seems like a good position for black. And you know, white is not attacking here because also g6 will come, you know, like in the worst case, right? So rook h3 I didn't like because on e5, and if I'm playing the move queen d2, for example, just takes, and knight ce5. And now we must understand, in the Sicilian opening, when black has the opportunity to put this brilliant knight on e5, when we don't have pawn on f2 to get away this knight from e5, and also we don't have pawn from d2 to kick him away, this knight on e5 is doing just a brilliant job, right? This knight can jump to g6, this knight will come to e5, rook c8, maybe to c4. You know, it's so strong blockade here, so we don't like it for white. So after bishop b7 I played a prophylactic move. I played the move rook g3, and the point was that after e5 I coming with f5, right? And now f6 will come, and d5 square, and this bishop is strong and this bishop is weak. So it's really great for me, and my pawn structure are strong than anyone, right? So e5, I'm coming with f5. Rook e8 he played, and very logical. And now I think I played also a good move. I think, you know, I don't like to tell about myself that I'm playing good chess, but you know what? In this game, maybe it was my best game in my life. I'm not sure that I will have some better games than this one. So yeah, I'm just happy to show it, because I really played it good. So don't think that I'm not think that I'm a strong player, of course. So not. This is not the issue. I just want to bring you, like my thought about this game. So rook e8 was played, and now I played the move bishop to f1. And why to play the move bishop f1? I wanted to bring the queen to h5 or maybe g4, also to bring the rook to d1 maybe. And the question is, why not to play it actively, right? Bishop d3, for example, because this bishop here maybe could have helped more on this diagonal. For example, e5, and this bishop will come to the attack. But after bishop d3, my point that b4, for example, it's a little bit annoying. And also knight c5, right? Because knight c5, and he's threatening to take this bishop, and I don't like to give these two bishops away in this particular position. For example, knight takes c5, d takes c5, and c4 will come. So yeah, I didn't like the move bishop d3 because it bringing him the opportunity to take it. Also b4, for example, in this position, and a takes b4, knight takes b4, and this bishop will not have not feel it good, right? So bishop f1 was played, bishop f8, and now I played the move queen g4. Of course, I could have played the move queen h5, but now g6 will come with a tempo, and after queen h4, it's not a good move because of h5, very strong move, and now I just have no idea how to attack in this position. Oh, sorry, what I did? Yeah, in this h file, because g takes h6 is just blundering the queen, right? En passant is not working here at all. So queen g4 was played. And my point is just I'm bringing another piece, I'm developing a piece, I'm improving him, and after the g6 move, I will come with the rook to d1. And I'm bringing every piece into the work, right? So the rook is doing a great job now on the d file, and now bishop g7 cannot be played because I just can't take the pawn on d6. So he played the move rook c8. And now I want to continue with the attack. So I'm playing the move rook to h3. I want to bring the rook and also the queen to the h file and attack this weak pawn on h7 and maybe to give checkmate to Peter Svidler. But as you know him, he's not giving up and he's playing a very strong move. You know, it's unbelievable move, I think, by my opponent, Peter Svidler. He's playing the move f6. And you know, so strong move by him. He is, you know, he's just telling me, you know what, Nitzan, I'm not afraid from you. Because, for example, you're playing, you know, queen h4, for example, just queen e7, and this is what was in the game, and, you know, this pawn is covered by the queen, and everything is fine, I'm not afraid, and I want to take this g5 pawn and bring this knight to e5, or maybe this knight to e5, and to open this bishop, to open this rook, so everything is fine, and, you know, you're not scaring me, Nitzan. So he's playing the move f6, a very strong move by black. I played the move queen h4, and now he played the move queen e7. And now I played a very interesting move. As you can think, what do you think about the move rook takes d6, for example? I just can't take a pawn, right? Because queen takes d6 is a blunder. Queen takes h7, it's a checkmate. So what about rook d6? Just taking a pawn. So now I found a very strong idea by black, and you know, I'm sure 100% that Peter Svidler saw it after the game. We talked about it for 1 hour, I think, and of course he also saw this line. F takes g5. Black wants to do f takes g5, and now a very strong move h5. And now you just can understand that what the white pieces are doing here. The queen is doing nothing. The rook is doing nothing. The bishop on f1 is doing nothing. The bishop on e3 is doing nothing, right? Of course, all of them in yellow. This knight on b3 is doing nothing. The knight on c3 is doing nothing. And now g takes h6, of course, is losing absolutely because of queen takes d6, or also queen takes h4, and after it to take the rook on d6, and black is just winning absolutely. So, and now the next moves by black is just to play knight c5, bishop g7, rook f8, and you can see that the rook is unbelievable placed. The bishop is doing a great job in this diagonal. This bishop will do a brilliant job in this diagonal, and this rook will be a fantastic rook on f file. And this knight, oh, this knight, g4, c4, f3, what a you know, like a move, right? h5, it's just a brilliant move. I can put there two you know, like two signals that, wow, it's so strong. So rook takes d6, it's not a good move. So what can I play here? What can I play here? So you know what? You must wait for part 2 in this video. Grandmaster N.Steinberg against Peter Svidler, Grandmaster and 8-time Russian champion 8 times. You must wait for the part 2 of this video. Thank you very much for watching. Like the video, subscribe my channel, and let's see. I think tomorrow you will see it. Bye bye.